Hey Goldie, what's on today's to-do list?
Why, it's match day, Dave. Are you hoping for a full house tonight?
Not too fast. As long as we sell all the tickets. I don't care, I don't care, I don't care if you come down here.
We make more money from the tourists here, so I don't care if you come down here.
Nathan Billericker's got a boy for the night. His ex-missus said you better treat a kiddie right. Buys a kid a ticket and a burger and a Sprite. Got a train home, 200 if you like.
Cause I don't care, I don't care, I don't care if you come down here. Cause you make more money from the tourists here, so we don't give a monkey if you come down here.
Not from when a pocket took a bully in the water. Yeah, but lots of rumble, but it can't get sore. Climbs more stairs than it did before. What's his old seat, then he's got to pay more.
Cause I don't care, I don't care, I don't care if you come down here. Cause you make more money for the tourists here, so we don't give a monkey if you come down here.
Because the cabbie only goes to football with his wife. He did it as a kid and he's done it all his life. But he don't get a winter fuel allowance anymore. So we're gonna sell his ticket to a pub for Singapore.
I don't care, I don't care, I don't care if you come down here. Cause you make more money for the tourists here, but we don't give a monkey if you're here next year. I don't care, I don't care, I don't care if you come down here. Cause you make more money for the tourists here, and I don't care if you come down here.
Hello, everyone. Good evening. It's Nick from Claret and Booze. I'm joined with Micky. Micky, you ain't seen Micky for a while. How are you, mate?
I'm sweet as a nut, sand as a pan.
Sweet as a nut and sound as a pan. Good stuff, mate. Good stuff. Hello, everyone in the chat. Sorry, it was very booked quite late. Not booked, scheduled, but it's just how I roll. It's how I roll. So, yeah, what we'll do, we'll look ahead to the Leeds game, but we will have a bit of a recap on what happened on Monday night. I think I've just about recovered from what I saw because I have thought about it. I did make a statement that night on the. I made many statements.
You did.
I do believe that was the worst we've ever been, that I've ever seen us. I've never seen us that bad. I haven't. What were your thoughts on it overall? Now the dust has settled. I know how you felt about the game, but now the dust has settled. Well, looking back on that game, could it get much worse than that?
I thought it was just, as you said, it was so boring. Like, we're used to boring football now. We'll say used to it. We don't like it, but that's just how it's been. But
worse than boring, though, wasn't it? It was worse than boring.
It was not only was it mind numbing, but it was just sort of mind fucking as well. Like, you're like, what the fuck? Like, even just the players that the squad that he chose. And then he's sort of like, why is Scholes playing out on the right? I think I put in the group chat, I said, is he playing on the right? Like, I'm thinking, have I got this? Am I seeing things differently here?
There was no sense to anything that he did. I mean, I've watched a few shows this week just to see what the other takes were from that game. Everyone saw it the same way. There isn't anyone that didn't see it the same way as we all did. And everyone's mentioned the same flaws as well. And that's the worrying thing. Literally, either right after the game or in the days after, normally you get people that sort of can put forward an argument or a justification for what he did. But no one's been able to. I watched that Analytics United, and obviously they go into it a little bit deeper, and they was flabbergasted. I think it was Jack Elderton said that he said even in that first 7 minutes, he said we looked good. He said, but you could see where it was going to go catastrophically wrong from their point of view. We could see the gap straight away. We could see where Brentford were going to start exploiting us. And what he said was, he said in a Nuno team, he said, ignoring the fullback thing, which was weird, he said, if you're going to ever progress up the pitch, you've either got to have a midfield that can progress the ball up the pitch, or you've got to have a striker that can hold the ball up. Otherwise, you're never getting out. So, obviously, Brentford just saw that as an invitation to just fucking pile onto us, mate. So, even by design, Mick, that was awful.
Yeah, I know. And the gaps that we had everywhere, like we sort of, the midfield was, we always say it's been non-existent, the midfield, but the gaps there were just shocking.
It was.
Like, don't get me wrong. Look, we all said it, and he's. How can you put this? It's just that I like Nuno. I do. I really do like Nuno, and I still think that he would make us more grounded. But it's just another manager of the same ilk for me. But we said this when we got him. He's just the same manager, the same ilk. There's nothing new regarding it.
Possibly more defensive as well. I will say. I mean, I got really bad vibes from everything to do with that selection. It was completely unadventurous. His changes, his changes were bad. One thing that I didn't pick up on in the post match review was the final, not the final change. Was it the final one where he brought on? Yeah, it was where he brought on Rodriguez. For Suchek. Oh, I mean, you're like, mate, are you taking the piss now? Are you? Are you taking the piss now? When you look at that, now obviously you're right. He ain't a bad manager. He's not. He knows his stuff. So and look, he will know an awful lot more about this team than what I know. We'll say, oh, he's only had them for a few weeks, but look, he's been a Premier League manager. He's studied the opposition. He knows the players.
This was my thing. Sorry, Nick, but this is just why it's fresh in it. This is what I said to you. You messaged me on the day and that and said, are you looking forward to the game? And I said, well, I am. I said, because this is where and I've done this with Potter, so it's only too fair that I've done this with Nuno as well. He'd had the majority of the team for 2 full weeks to implement his style.
Yeah.
And where he wants to and how he wants to play. And if that is it, that's just even more worrying than Potter. Like I've said all along, it can't get no fucking worse than Potter. And he's sort of like, hold my beer. Do you know what?
Well, it will be worse than Potter because Potter was on. I don't agree with the squad that Potter was building, but Potter was defensive, but he was defensive with a different style. So it was all about possession, holding the ball in their own half. Nuno isn't like that. Nuno, it's like going back to Moyes in terms of the style of players that you need. You need more robust players. That's exactly why I was saying it from the start. It's the wrong choice of manager because we ain't got them players now. And if you go, like I said, if you go back to David Moyes at the end, it was failing miserably, and that was a far better squad than what we've got now. Ultimately, if you're going to play in a defensive way like this and you're going to play low, keep it conservative, keep it solid in midfield, not really press, just sort of keep your shape. And then you're going to hit on the counter-attack. Well, first of all, you've got to have a brilliant defence that can basically that can hold off the wave of attacks that you're effectively inviting on. You need to have a midfield that are both solid and technical that can protect the midfield and transition you up the pitch very quickly if you need to. I don't think he's really got that either. And first and foremost, if you're going to play counter-attack, Mick, what do you need?
No, you need pace. You do need pace.
You need pace. We ain't got it.
Of course you do. And look, I agree with this. So Nuno's starting 11 must be a lot better. But this is what we also talked about, like in WhatsApp as well. I wasn't mad that Nuno chose different players. I think to get to know the squad, he ain't stuck in his ways. Although that squad that he chose,
I was mad. I was
no,
mad.
yeah, but I wasn't. No, look, listen, I wasn't mad at the idea of him picking and seeing what people are like. I guess like he needs to know what players are better to pick. Although he does keep picking Kilman, whatever.
Yeah, I don't think he's got much choice.
No, but then I'd give the new geezer a go. If you're going to change it all up, if you was going to change it up, then give I don't remember. I can't remember his name. But give him, Igor, give him a go because look, Kilman 40 mil just baffles me. I think that makes it even worse. When I look at him and I think he's shit, it makes me even more wound up that he was 40 million. Not my money, but still 40 million for that lump of shit.
But you're seeing Emerson and Aguirre playing for Marseille, and I think they're in the Champions League, aren't they? Or they're in Europe. And you saw Kehrer playing for Monaco against Tottenham the other night. He was the best defender on the pitch. Thilo Kehrer.
Yeah, he was fantastic. What, though, Nick, I don't. With the Agurd thing in that year, I always said that he wasn't Premier League material, and he looks great anywhere else, but he was shit in the Premier League.
I agree, but I'm talking about Emerson. We know is a good player.
Emerson,
Kehrer, we know is a good player. I mean, what baffles me is when when you go through the raft of players, there was people in the chat throwing more at me, so it winds you up. If you go 40 million Kilman. You go 40 million to Debo. You go 40 million Rodriguez, 30 million James Ward-Prowse. You're just like, fucking hell.
25, was it 20? No, was it 20 million for Crocodile?
Yeah. And like, a lot of people in the chat are not going to agree with this, but somebody put up a post. It's a piss-taking post, I think, from Crystal Palace in the chat earlier on. And that was Palace basically saying, Jared Bowen, what do you reckon? 15 million we can pick him up for in January? Do you think he'll knock Kamada out the team? And the thing is, everyone was going, fuck off. Obviously, he's better than Kamada, but he's 29, right? he's our most saleable asset at the minute. He actually is.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
You ain't getting 50 million for him. I think you'd be looking at 35 million for Bowen now at 29 years old. He's a right winger. For West Ham, he's incredibly clinical. You get him, but he's a right winger that's amazingly clinical in the box if you give him a chance, but he's only effective if you play him from the right wing. But he ain't the best right winger because he isn't the most tricky, he isn't the quickest, he ain't the most direct. So there are limitations to Bowen. He's a very particular type of player.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't think you get more than 35 million for a 29-year-old Bowen. So that's our most saleable asset.
Yeah, like Big Phil here said, if we get relegated, be lucky to get 25 mil for him. Yeah, I think especially like with them owners, we see them owners. We ain't got the owners to say, no, we've got our price, we're sticking to it. Do you know what I mean? They'll always fucking sell. Always. They'll always sell. So
And look, I know there's an awful lot of people. Obsidian's just mentioned it there. I know Hammer's Mikey's on the. He loves Mavro. For me, I think Mavro is our best defender that we've got at the club. He ain't great. He isn't a patch on Dawson or Bonner, Zuma, other defenders we've had before.
Yeah, but there's the bar. He's low, even up.
Look, this isn't. But he is far and away our most complete defender. He is. Right. He can head the ball. And what I'm saying is now Kilman is. I mean, he's bad, like really bad. He can't judge the flight of a ball. You know, he's not very good in the air. He ain't good of a player running at him. I think he's fucking useless. Tadebo, I don't know what's going on with him. I mean, he's gone down the pan. I was giving him a chance. He done a few good things. He was trying in that game the other day, but off the pace, don't even fucking begin to describe it. You know, that
when he fucking went into that sliding challenge,
mate. And the guys just skipped past him down the left-hand side. You just so we're fucked. And I can only imagine that Igor, if he can't get a sniff even off the bench when we've got these defenders, I'm worried about how good he is. But Mavro is the best defender. That's the worry. I know Mavro's not a great defender. I know he ain't. He's our best defender.
And that's so bad to say that he's our best defender when you consider, again, look, someone else said it in there. If we would have paid 15 million for Kilman, it wouldn't be so bad. It still would be bad because he's still in the first team.
Yeah.
But then when you consider that someone like Kilman, 40 million, then you got Tadebo. What was he, 40 million as well? Close enough, wasn't he?
35, 40 million, yeah.
Yeah, so then you're looking at 80 million, and then you're looking at them two, and then you're talking about Mavropanos.
And if you go back to Aguirre before that as well, that's another 40 million pound defender.
He's so shocking.
And you're right, he weren't fit for the Premier. Look, I think he was a good signing because he was a really good player at the time in Europe. So that's one you can accept. Yeah, it just didn't work out. You got to let him go. He ain't fit for the Premier League. Top level player. So I can understand that one. But these other ones, I'm not so sure. I'm really not. If you dig back into the backstory of Tadebo, he's had a stinking attitude wherever he's been.
Yeah.
So there weren't much of a due diligence check there, was there, on him? And injury problems as well. He can't stay fit, mate, the geezer.
He can't stay fit. I do think I think the one thing with him, I've always said it from day one, but then you sort of make allowances because he was new to the Premier League. But I think his positioning is awful. I always thought his positioning is awful. And he's got no better. But he does look like he's what do you say? Like he looks like he's stoned. He's so fucking.
Yeah, I've said it before. Yeah,
yeah. You always say it like he's been at the fucking backy.
I must admit, I watched that. I watched James from E20's review of that one when he was sat in his car, and he went into he proper red face ran, and he said he looks like a crackhead down the Barking Road.
Did he? We've seen him before. When he just shaved his fucking head.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? He's got like the fucking thing out, like plaster on it, praise, mate.
Yeah,
Listen, I need to get. If you got 20p, I need to get the bus home. Fuck off.
And then to go on from there, obviously, look, one good thing is Areola looks like he's all right. Areola he was our best player in that game. Made some great saves.
People are still slaughtering, but I always said, and I still maintain, the goalkeeper's never been our problem. The goalkeeper, Areola,
in front of him. It's shit in front of him.
Exactly that. Like he looks shit when he goes. Oh, like we definitely needed a new number one. What would it matter with that defence that's in front of him?
Look. At the end of the day, most people understand that in football, defensively, there has to be a relationship between the goalkeeper and particularly the two centre backs. And that don't matter whether you're playing a passing game or whether especially if you're playing a deep defensive block and the whole game is about defensive organisation. You've got to have full, complete trust in everyone around you. And I just feel like they're all nervous wrecks. They are all nervous wrecks. And I agree about Mavro. I know he's got a for fuck's sake moment in him in every game. But on the whole, he defends well throughout the game. He does. These others that we've got don't. You know, they really don't. So although Mavropanos makes the showcase mistakes for 99% of the game, he does things the right way. These other guys don't. They're fucking useless, mate. They get drawn out of position, and it's shocking.
I know, but I just still. Do you know what? Yeah, annoys me. So you got Kilman. Everything he does, he backs off a player, and then he always tries to put his left foot behind him. Like, do you know what I mean? Like thinking I'm going to block it that way. He's never. I think I've seen him twice throw his body on the line. I think he was in his first game.
He does that other weird thing. Do you know, like when he runs through a player from behind, he does that once a game as well. Which is really weird.
I just can't see. He's just shit. He's just shit. Do you remember when I said to you when we was going to buy him from when we was linked with him at Wolves, and I said, but if he, because I didn't really know much about him, and I said to you, if he's that good, why is he not in the England setup? And we couldn't work it out. Well, that's why.
I thought we massively overpaid for him, but I never imagined he was anywhere near as bad as what he is.
But you know what?
I thought we was getting a half decent defender. I didn't think Kilman was going to be a problem. Put it that way. I didn't think he was going to be a problem. I thought he'd be all right. I just felt like we're fucking. I mean, look what we've just said.
Yeah, I agree with you.
We've just said, and it's a fair. I think it's a fair valuation for a 29-year-old Bowen at the moment, especially if we get relegated. You're looking at 35 million, 30 million. That's a fair valuation. We're paying 40 million for Max fucking Kilman. Do you know? We're paying too much. We're paying 200% of what more or less every player that we buy is worth. And that's how we end up in this mess that we're in, that they keep saying that we're in. Although, and this makes you even more, we'll go back to, there was a story that was released. So, as you know, Sullivan's gone radio silent on, you know, most of the mainstream media and all of the West Ham media, apparently. Still not talking to anyone. He's sulking. But he does still speak to, what's his name? Kavar Solihull, whatever his name is, the Sky Sports bloke. What's his name?
Solihull.
Well, you know what I mean. Anyway, he's one of the football
correspondents.
Yeah, poke your hole. He spoke to him and he said that spoke about the strategy for the summer. So he said we're going to be going out. We're going to be buying a striker. We're going to buy a midfielder, and we're going to buy a top defender. We're going to buy 3 big players minimum. And you know what? That makes you even more fucking livid. Because what he said it isn't a sell to buy either. So that proves, Mick, there's been money there all along. They just haven't fucking spent it. There's been money there for them to spend all along. They haven't done it.
I don't think that's really shocking because there is money there, but we all know that, which it baffles me because he loves saving a pound note. But him trying to save a pound note fucks him. So he's never learned from it. Like, he just can't learn from it.
He'll never learn. He's a wheeler dealer.
He's so stupid. Like, I know you're not meant to say this word, but he's retarded. He's absolutely fucking retarded. Like, how he goes about his business. He's fucking stupid. I can't make head or tails of it.
He's an absolute idiot. He gets a kick out of... He is like a second-hand car salesman. He's got no right whatsoever to be in the position that he's in. He's made his money off the back of fucking... We know what he's made his money off the back of. He ain't the world's brightest, and he's just not. He's not. He's oh, hang on a minute.
What?
I might have to... Right, I'll turn my Wi-Fi off. Give us a second. Right. 1 minute.
Go on in. Just left me on my own here, people, hasn't he? Well, do you know what, though, Mikey? You know you say that. I'll take Tony right now. I'm not going to lie to you. From what we've got...
We ain't going to get Tony. Now,
I'm just... Because while you were doing the Wi-Fi, I thought you was off for a bit. But Mikey said, Paqueta sold in January and all the funds spunked onto Bob Tony. But I'll take him right now. I'm not going to lie to you.
I would take Tony. I mean, what I will say is when people say, I don't think we're going to manage to go and buy any top players in January, because if we're down the bottom in the bottom 3, I've said it before. One of the all players have written into their contracts relegation release clauses. West Ham's is higher than normal as well. I know that much. So no one's going to take that risk. You're not going to take a 120 grand wage when a team is cemented in the bottom three, cut adrift, and you drop down 50% of your wages afterwards. They're not going to do that. But what we have got is we've got the World Cup coming up in the summer. Now, there will be a multitude of players that are on the fringes of their national team that are not getting maybe as much game time as what they were. You remember Lingard?
Yeah.
There'll be a lot of players that will take a loan, high-profile players that will take an emergency loan for a club like West Ham where they can come and fucking just absolutely, just try and have a brilliant 6 months to try and force their way into that national team. So there will be opportunities in January. There will be, but we're not going to be the only team looking for players because this year it's the most competitive Premier League because there ain't 3 absolute dog shit teams. Well, there are, but what I mean is not like they normally are. The 3 teams that normally come up, they go back down again. That ain't the case this year.
No, but no stretch of the imagination. I've got a feeling we'll get that geezer from Man United. You say that on loan, Kirksey, and that centre forward.
Xerxes, yeah, I'm not a fan,
because
mate.
they're above it. Do you know what Man United are doing? Loads better than I thought they was doing. I thought they was right down there. They ain't. They're sort of 3 points away from the top. They're doing all right, Man United. Really.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're doing all right, but he ain't getting a look in. So I reckon they'll loan us someone like that Xerxes, or I don't really rate at all, to be fair to you, but it's sort of someone we'll look at.
I mean, there's another player they've got, but we won't get him because he'll be too expensive. But they've got that Kobe Mainoo, who's not. He's a player that might take a loan. He might want a loan. It might be a Lingard type thing, if he wants to get back in the
on form last season. Was that
yeah. But he ain't really getting a sniff. He's coming on as like as off the bench. But if he wants to get back in and around that England squad, he needs to be playing. So you could get a loan for a player like that, and that would be a good player for us. Box to box, loads of energy, pace, can do everything.
I liked him. I thought he was a good player. I'm surprised that he's not in the team, but
no, I agree, mate. I agree. But going back to that game, a few people mentioned it in the chat. The biggest conundrum was the giving Scholes a chance, bringing him in, and inverting him, playing him on the weakest side up against one of the fastest players in the league who's banging. He's banging form. He punished us last time in Sharda. So playing him on his weakest side against him was just fucking bizarre. When you've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who's one of the best right backs in a one-on-one situation, to mark a player who's good. There's not really anyone better than Wan-Bissaka in that situation.
No, not one-on-one. I don't think.
No. So to put Scholes in that situation was fucking weird. It was strange.
Weird.
Yeah, it's because that means you got no width.
Like inverted wing backs.
I don't know. I've been trying to figure out what it would be. Maybe because if you played on the wrong side, your instinct is to come inside rather than outside. So maybe by playing the fullbacks inverted, they would tuck inside and help the centre backs, or I don't know. I can't explain it. But it was weird as shit. The Irving thing. Look, I'm sorry. I know he's a cult hero. He ain't good enough. Right? No way on this planet should Irving be anywhere near a Premier League football team. I'm sorry.
To be fair to you, I don't even know if he's a cult hero. I don't think he's even done enough to warrant a cult hero. Personally,
he's got a good song.
But,
he's got a good song.
Oh yeah, all right. Then I know Amos Mikey loves him as well. But then, look, would you play? Especially now Mavro is out. Would you play Wan-Bissaka as a centre back?
In a back 3, not in a back 2. I'll tell you who we could do, Mick.
Go on.
Magas has played a lot of his career as a centre back. He's only recently been progressed to a central defensive midfielder. So Magassa is adept at playing at centre back.
If only we had like a South American player that could play as a defender and actually got player of the tournament playing as a centre back for the South American Cup. If only we had one of them. Hold on a minute.
Somebody sent me off the other day. Like, well, I'll just calm down on that post-match reaction. And then somebody mentioned Alvarez, and it winds you up even fucking more. You think, I'm just looking at that midfield. We had Alvarez and Souček. Souček did fuck all in that game. It was peak Souček. He got run ragged. He did. If you're going to have Souček in that team, you better have someone good next to him. You need to have someone fucking good next to him.
I thought like I said, the old midfield, not only Suchek, I didn't even know Fernandez was on the pitch.
Oh, mate,
I really didn't.
the man's a myth. I'm
Like,
sorry.
what the fuck? I did not see him. I did not. Honestly, I couldn't. I thought, what the fuck?
Do you know what he is? Do you know what he is? My son sort of hit the nail on the head. My son thinks he's going to come good. I think he will as well, but I don't think he'll ever be a world beater. But what he said is, he's very technically good, so he looks good when he's on the ball and when he runs with the ball. But I don't know. I don't actually know what he does.
I get what you're saying. I get what he's saying with that. But then, especially in that game, when he had the ball, when he was going on a run, went nowhere with it, and they got it off him quite easy. He was
but what I'm saying is, he looks good. He's got good technique, so he looks good when he executes things, when he plays a pass, when he runs with the ball. He's textbook. He's a good player.
I think he looked amazing his first 40 minutes as a West Ham player.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was all, even because I remember saying it after that. I said, I think people were going, he was mad in a match for that game, his first game. And I was all like, but he fell away in the second half.
He did, in the second half he did. But with Fernandez, I think Fernandez would be a good player if you stuck him in a really good team. See, when you pay 40 million for a player, that's difference maker money. You're bringing a player in to improve everyone around you. You know, you've got different levels of play. You've got, you know, you don't need like world-class players all over the team, but you need a few real difference makers. 40 million, 50 million, that's difference maker money. He ain't a difference maker. He's not. No, he's a good player. I think he'll be a good functional part of our team in the future. But yeah, we paid double what we should have paid. Double for him.
Yeah, I think that will. Joey, look, listen, this is a topic that a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people saying it needs to be dropped. Look, the problem is he kind of is ineffective, but it's the same as the Kudus was, because we've got no runners giving him options whatsoever to do. He's the same under Potter. I'm hoping he's not going to be the same under Nuno, but he's trying to make passes happen for people, for runners, but we haven't getting the runners.
Bowen was too deep in the game. You know,
you've got deep in the game. That's when you should be having players like Somerville, who's their fast one, making that run.
Bowen and Somerville, when you've got Paqueta in the team, Paqueta in a false nine should be dropping deeper, which he was. And Bowen and Somerville should be advanced so that Paqueta's got the option to dink them balls over, thread the balls through. That's where he comes to life. Now look, Paqueta, at the end of the day, Paqueta is wasted in this team. Bowen is wasted in this team. He just is. I don't think he's going to shine. He's not, and I'm fed up defending him because people they see he has a bad game and they don't look at any of the context around it.
This is what
if we're sitting there saying the defense is shit, the midfield behind him shit, how are you going to get the fucking ball to Paqueta? The only way you're getting the ball to Paqueta is by hoofing the ball to him. He ain't that player, and he ain't got players up and around him because they're behind him when he picks that ball up. So Paqueta's never going to have a good game playing that way, playing in this style.
This is what blew my mind with the Kudus thing as well.
He's not Payet. You know,
no, he's not Payet.
He's not Payet. He's a great player. You put Paqueta in a top team. He's a world class player, but we've got a shit team and we're playing deep, demoralising tactics with everyone behind him looking absolute shit. I mean, with all due respect, Somerville looked good, right? But do you know what? He looked good. He runs with the ball really well. Where's the end product there? There was no end product, nothing. He was about as effective as Paqueta and as effective as Bowen in the grand scheme of things. He did put in a lot more effort and he gets you off your seat more, but the net result of Jimmy was the net result of Bowen had 2 shots on goal. Bowen did fuck all in that game, but he got 2 shots off on goal. So he did do what Bowen does. But yeah, I don't know, mate. I think we're completely ineffective all over the pitch. I think we've got a lot of players that are good, steady players, but we're built on the foundations are awful, and we're going to really struggle to get up the pitch. And the players that we've got are not. We haven't got we need an Antonio in this team desperately. We need someone that is a one-man wrecking machine up front that you can just pump the ball to, that will hold the ball up, win it, fight the defenders, chase his own nod-ons. You need someone like that playing this way. We ain't got anyone. You know,
No,
I don't know
you-
what his I don't know what his problem is with Wilson. It's actually starting to leave a bit of a bad taste in my mouth with Wilson. I don't get what his problem is with Wilson.
No, I don't think we'll ever know because he's not going to come out publicly and say it. And then if you looked at the last game, I think Wilson played in, he looked all right when he come on. He looked the most lively, I think. He looked one about. Well, that was against Forest, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was against Forest. So Nuno must have seen it. That maybe he's pissed off that like he might have cost him his job or something at Forest. He go, right, I ain't paying you no more. You and
he was sacked before that game. That's the only reason we won that game, mate. He didn't
I
get sacked.
don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. We are
What's that?
Ferdinand's will flourish without Paqueta, in my opinion. Who's
Oh,
he got
do you know what? I almost want Paqueta to be dropped, just so
to
that,
show?
just so that people can actually see. They did the same with Kudus last year, mate, didn't they? Do you remember?
I don't because I've just said that. I just said that 3 times in there. Everyone's
they
done
did the same with Kudus last year.
And
Kudus
you know
is
what?
shit. Get rid of him.
And you
He's
know
rubbish.
what?
He's the reason we're rubbish.
Spurs
He's
fans are
gone.
saying that as
Are we
well.
any better? Are we any
Spurs
better?
fans
Are
are
we?
saying that now, yeah, about Kudus. But do you know he's still top by a long while about taking players on?
Yeah, but do you know something? Last year, Bowen ain't going to be anywhere near as effective this year as what he was last year under Kudus. Because what Kudus did, Kudus was we was a weird team last year. We was using because he was our best player, I think, in terms of talent. We was using our best player as a decoy for Bowen and other players.
Yeah,
because
I know.
he was having 2 or 3 defenders on him. Now Bowen ain't got that luxury. Those 2 or 3 defenders are on Bowen.
But this is what annoyed me with some fans about Kudus. So when he went to Spurs, people were going, "Oh, he's shit anyway." What the fuck? Like he was never shit. Kudus was never shit.
No.
It was a team that
The team was shit. The team was shit. And what happens every time? What happens every time? It's like you'll see it. The players that were picked out yesterday by fans or on Monday. You know, if you're going to pick out, how you can pick out individuals in a completely shit team performance, I don't know.
Lillian, he wasn't shit. He wasn't
Right.
shit. He still got the most one-to-one. Yeah. See, and Alan Kudus was our best player last season. Well, actually, second because Aaron Wan-Bissaka was our best player.
Aaron Wan-Bissaka was. But look. But what I'm saying is, people will always go if you've got 11 players. So you've got a non-functional team. 11 players have been shit, which means that team is not functioning. They will focus,
bastard.
but they will focus on Paqueta. For some reason, never Bowen. Bowen always gets a pass. Bowen can do fuck all in the game, right? Nothing, which quite often he does. He can do nothing in the game. No one will say anything about Bowen, but you will pick on Paqueta. You'll pick on, I mean, Fernandez ain't getting it yet. You'll pick on Kudus. There'll be certain players that you'll look to and you'll pick on them. They're not doing it. Well, hang on a minute. If your player at the top of the pitch ain't doing it, but you're accepting and admitting that the whole team behind him are not doing it, what the fuck do you want him to do? So I accept he was shit in that game. He was every bit as rubbish as everyone else. But Bowen was getting no service. He was as shit as Paqueta. Like I said, Jimmy looks good. He looks good, but there was no end product. There weren't.
No, but you know what? And Bowen was just as greedy as Kudus was. The difference was that he was a bit more clinical than Kudus. Right, so look, moving on to like going on, we did have I didn't star it, I don't think, but we had a Leeds fan in here saying, as a Leeds fan, I think that you beat us tomorrow.
Yeah,
made me laugh.
I wish I shared your pessimism.
It did make me laugh because I'm thinking, no fucking, because he said about who's their manager?
Frank, it's Farker, isn't it? The big German sausage bloke.
Yeah,
it's
so he was
sausage.
Sausage. I've got to go to score the goals.
He's the campest German ever, honestly. He's fucking brilliant.
It's a weird accent that he talks out.
I'd love to hear him lose his temper, wouldn't you?
I'd
love to hear him lose his temper.
No, I don't like this. But so he was just saying about he's being found out and like they're getting on his back. Mate, honestly, if we win tomorrow, I'll be more surprised than anyone. Because I ain't watched a lot of Leeds and I don't know a lot of their players.
I've watched 4 of their 8 games.
Hold on, so I don't know many of their players. They're not really like really well known players. Basically, like I'm thinking. But I tell you what, the 3 games or the 3 times I've watched them, they are rapid.
Mate, they're rapid all
They
over
are
the
a
pitch.
fast
And
team.
more or less every game, I know, look, XG. It pisses me off as well. But what expected goals does indicate is how many chances now likely you are to score. Well, they've always got a high XG in any fucking game, and they've been unlucky in most of the games that I've watched. They are itching to fucking kill someone. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is going to have the most fun against our centre backs. The geezer's good in the air. He is going to have the most fun against our two centre backs if they get deliveries into him. I think we're fucked. I think they're going to cut us to ribbons. They're going to overlap. They've got a better central midfield. They've got multiple options in wide areas as well. They've got a good striker, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He stayed fit somehow. Something he ain't managed to do so far. They're going to obliterate us because, like with Brentford, the reason Brentford attacked more against us than they've ever attacked against any other team was because we offered no attacking threat, no output. We basically just encouraged Brentford to go, just fucking come at us. If you do that to Leeds, you're fucked. Honestly, we really are, because we haven't got the defence to put up with that. We can't put up with it.
No, we can't. Right, we haven't got that. All right, Alan, there you go, mate. Where's that? Nice one, Al.
Cheers, Al. Thanks, mate.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many people. I mean, look, that be Amaric saying I'd give Canty a go. Look, I think I'd give Potts a go over Canty first of all, but I just don't. I'd like to think that Potts is going to be in the squad tomorrow. In the team.
I don't know what he's got. I don't know what he's got to do. It's a fucking insult, right? Because when you think about it, with Andy Irving, what is there to be achieved through playing Andy Irving, right? He's never going to be a world beater. He's not, especially if you play him in a deep role, because he ain't a deep midfielder. He's more of a 10. That's what Andy Irving is. He's more of a number 10. But we played him in like a fucking deep CDM role. He's never going to do anything there. He ain't got the legs. He ain't really got the defensive awareness. He was a ghost. So you're better off playing either Magassa or Potts there because they're young. We've paid a lot of money for one of them. We're trying to develop the other. At least you're getting some value out of giving one of those players minutes over Irving, who's never going to be worth fuck all. He'll leave us for a couple of million. If you're going to, even if it was an insult, and to do what he did was flashbacks to Lopetegui and Moyes and this kind of seniority thing to take off Souček and bring on Rodriguez. I was just like, mate, what the fuck? We're crying out. And do you know? And do you know something? I'm going to call it now. Do you know why he's going to persist with this? You will remember I explained what Nuno ball is. I've said it before. The midfield doesn't really press. They say it's a mid press, but it ain't really. When he's in defense mode, his midfield holds shape. It's like a mid block. So the midfielders block. So what he wants are players. He doesn't really need pace or mobility in his mind in midfielders. He wants experience. He wants players that are going to block. Players like Souček.
Yeah, but that's not worked out. That's not worked out for any of the previous managers that went on that philosophy. It's not worked out.
We want energy. We want youth and vitality in the team.
No, but it's not only that we want it, Nick. It's not only that we want it. We need it. It's
100%. 100%. But what I'm saying is, but that's not Nuno ball. His midfield doesn't press typically. They block. That's what they do. They block. So you're not going to get much passing and moving. You're not going to get much. You're just not. So that's unless he can completely change his the way that he. Because when he was at Nottingham Forest, I think that might be why he struggled a little bit this season. He struggled at the tail end of last season. He did. It really dropped off for him massively. That was top 4. They fucking dropped like a stone about the last 10.
Yeah, and that's why their owner got pissed off because
massively. They started getting pumped, and they didn't have a great start this season. And I think Elanga they missed because you got cheat codes. When you play this style of football, you need certain players that are cheat because you're playing a cheating style of football. You're blocking and you're winning against XG. You're letting the other team have the ball, and then you need cheat code players like we had. Souček, who's a cheat code player who could go and fucking just get his head on the end of something. They had Elanga that they could just sit back and just pump that ball into a channel. When Elanga's gone, no one's going to catch him. We ain't got no fucking cheat code players. We've got to try and play some football or we ain't going to win nothing. We haven't got really one individual or one sort of outright. Do you know what I mean? We haven't got one. It is. I do see it as a cheating brand of football. I see that deep kind of bank robbery football, I'll call it. You know, where you're sitting back, you're letting the other team have the ball, saying, "Oh, come on," and then they get fed up, they come at you, and then you expose them. You hit them on the counter, and you
Yeah.
punish them. So
But the
you
problem- we
need
ain't doing that.
you need. We ain't got them players that can do
We're
it.
doing that.
We ain't got them players that can do it. We just haven't. It's as simple as that. I don't know what he's going to do. He's going to struggle. He really is. Now, I know the other thing that's frustrating as well. So one more thing that's frustrating is we all called it as a bit weird that Nuno, who's always had his backroom staff with him, wherever he's at least been semi-successful, they've always been with him, the same people. He's come in and they haven't given him his backroom staff. I thought that was a bit weird. Now all of a sudden we've lost against Brentford and we've signed Rui Barbosa. He's a goalkeeper coach, so I don't know how much help he's going to be. But we've signed Rui Barbosa. You know, I don't know whether the others are going to follow. But what that proves is that again they're trying to save money. That obviously he wanted his fucking staff, and they haven't given me staff, so he's had to make do with what he's got. So in Nuno's defence, it's bullshit, really. But nonetheless, if I can't make any excuses for Nuno. Now, look, I am a Nuno fan, as in I like the manager, and I actually do. Good guy, good bloke. I think he's all right. I'm not surprised about his style of football. Very surprised about what he did the other night. Though I never expected anything like that. You know, that was the worst team selection and the worst bit of team management I've ever seen. And you know something? It was so bad what he did. That was so much on him. I don't even think that Nuno would have been in a place to have been able to go into that changing room after the game and have a go at the players. I think he made so many fuck-ups that the players would have been going back at him. They'd have been saying, well, why did you play Scholes and fucking them? What did you invert them for? What did you do this for? Why did you do that for? There'd have been so many questions going back at him for what he did if he started to be critical. Yeah, I was so surprised, mate. I was so surprised by it all.
This is Damien. I think is this Damien DeMarco? I think it is, isn't it, mate? Because you've got the Italian thing there. What the negativity, mate? What is the positivity?
Mate, Damien, seriously, mate, I've blocked 18 of your accounts now.
Because he went Damien's in the ass.
Can I ask you, Damien, do you only create new accounts so you can come in our comments? Honestly. I'll leave it. Why all the negativity? We're 19th in the fucking
you know what,
league.
though? Do you know what, Nick? I don't think this has even been a negative show. It's just been a really show. It's been like facts. It's been real. So you tell me what the positives are, Damien, please, mate. And don't come up with any bullshit theories. Tell me what the positives are of this season. Like they're saying that we've still got 30 games to go. Mate, I was in the same boat. I said that we've still got plenty of games to play for. But fucking hell. Do you know what I mean? We're looking worse and worse as the days go on.
Look, Damien will flip completely the other way, and then he'll start apologising to people when he realises how fucking wrong he's been. Like
he does do that, Damien.
Like he was with Lottie. He does the same thing every fucking time. He goes really all out on the attack, writing fucking messages that long in the comments. You know, and then all of a sudden he'll come out and he'll start being nice to everyone. I thought you was a fucking Arsenal fan now. Anyway, that's what I've been seeing you on West Ham Network, saying how you've been in West Ham and you're going over to Arsenal.
Is that what he said?
He said it multiple times, mate. Multiple
times.
Oh,
Damien, you're a fucking waste man.
Yeah, he has.
Oh, fuck.
But I'm sure he was only tantruming. But look, each to their own. I'll leave you in here, Damien, as long as you behave yourself, all right? Unless you just like creating new fucking Google accounts, I don't know.
Look, listen, I don't usually slaughter people, but like, Damien, this is what you do to yourself, mate.
I know.
You've got to have a fucking balanced view, but you can't say about the negativity when there's no positives to go for. They just ain't.
I know. Now, look, there's no positives, but do you know what? I am kind of over it. I am kind of over it now. I have really my bar has really come down quite low. I don't think that I can be disappointed tomorrow. All I can be. I'm talking bollocks. I can be disappointed. But what I'm saying is I'm not expecting us to beat Leeds. I think Leeds are genuinely, legitimately a better team. I think they're more settled. I think that yeah, honestly, I just think they're going to beat us. because I think we're that bad. I don't think there's any team worse than us this year. We're completely unbalanced, especially with the manager that we've got. And that isn't because he's a bad manager. That's because we haven't got the players to fit this type of manager. Definitely. Absolutely fucking not. It's almost, if you could give Nuno the worst possible team, this is it for his style of football. This is the worst possible team.
Yeah, I agree. And this is, but I don't think we're ever going to get the manager to suit our players when Sullivan and Brady at the helm for it. I just think that this is always going to be the type of manager they'll always want. And they've got, you look back on their previous appointments, even from Birmingham and all that stuff. It's always the same sort of managers, which are just, they're boring. They are boring to watch. It's not what I want to see. I don't want to see that boring.
He's got no idea of football. He's got no desire to entertain the fans. He just hasn't. All they want to do is remain in the Premier League, doing the bare minimum. And every now and then, what will happen is you'll have a David Moyes that'll have a season like what he did, or a couple of seasons, and it will come off, and it will look like a masterstroke from their point of view. They'll feel like that as well. His ego, I'm sure, did get pumped up after that. It weren't by his design. Look at what we've done. I made this comment the other day, and it is true. If you look at the team and the players that we had when David Moyes come in, we had the likes of Lanzini, Fornells, Benrahma, Yarmolenko, Haller. We had all of these Antonio, fucking Rice. We had all of these players. We've spent 700 million since then, Mick, to get to where we are now. How fucking bad is that? And you're only talking 6 or 7 years. We've spent 700 million to get twice as bad as what we were ages ago. It's fucking unbelievable. It is, because it just is. It doesn't kind of. I mean, we're quite lucky because we've got some youth players that are coming through. But again, I don't know whether these are youth players that will that will do well in a Nuno style team. I'm not sure. I really want to see Potts in that team. So let's talk. I'll tell you what. Let's talk about the team, because somebody did make a really good. It was Gio actually. He made a really good point the other day. It was when he was dismantling what Nuno had done, and it was nothing like what I would have done. And then he went, but if I picked my team, do I think my team would beat Brentford either? I couldn't, hand on heart, say it would. And this is the trouble. But you've got to pick your best team, right? So for a start, Mick, we'll do it together.
Yeah, go on.
What shape would you go first of all? Just go defensively. 2 at the back or 3 at the back?
No, 2.
So you go 2 at the back.
Yeah.
So that being the case, you pick the wing backs, you pick the full backs, and I'll pick the centre backs.
All right, so full backs, I'll go for. If I'm picking the full backs, I'll go for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I don't think he's the other. I keep always saying Kevin Wright Phillips. I always say that, but do you know I'm on the back. But I'll go Wan-Bissaka, and at the other side, do you know what's worrying? There's no central defender that can cover wing nuts. Like
Diouf is a tragic fullback defensively.
Yeah, there is no one there to cover him when he makes a mistake or loses his man. There's no one there. Now going forward, he's really good. For me, I'd go with Scholes. I would. I do like Scholes.
I agree with it, because that's what I said when I saw that was the one change that he made. And look, I love Diouf, I do, but he was bought as a wing back for Potter's new system. He is a wing back, and he's always been stronger going forward than he is going back. When you look at the fucking situation that we're in, it's a shame, because in an attacking sense, it's a massive weapon to have out there on the left-hand side, whipping balls in. But there's no point having that if you're going to be fucking hemorrhaging goals at the other end. And you got Kilman on each side as well. I feel like you just need someone that can defend.
No,
you do.
Hold on, I'm going to change it.
I could see that you could have Scholes there.
I'm changing it.
Go on.
I'm going to have Aaron Wan-Bissaka on as a left back, and then because I think when I've seen him play left, I think he's been fantastic.
Yeah, but I think you're always better as a fullback to be playing on your strongest side. We've just done that experiment.
You are, but at the same time, but then you've got what's his name on the right. I can't fucking. What can't I think his name? Mate,
I'm not keen on him. Double barrel.
I don't think he's done anything wrong personally. But you're
Yeah.
choosing your centre backs. They're my wing backs. I'll go Aaron Wan-Bissaka on the left and your other man, I can't think. Yeah,
Carl
you
Walker
know,
Peters.
fucking. It was that
Carl Walker Peters.
Carl Walker Peters on the
Andy
on the
Peters
right.
from Blue Peter.
See now,
if
if
that's
I
what he
say
sounds
Andy
like.
Peters, I'll remember him more now. I
That's what
keep
he
saying
sounds
to him
like.
right,
Yeah.
Phillips. It's always say it.
Yeah. So look, my choice would be Wan-Bissaka and Scholes. But we'll go with yours. I think either would be better than what we've just seen. With regards to centre backs, I would play. I mean, either is an unknown, right? So either you can't play Todibo. Todibo can't play after the other day. He can't. So I would play.
It's all right. It's all right, man. It's all right. They're all going, oh, look, I have no idea. What? Right, let's see.
I would
Because everything else is worked fine so far. So, yes.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, none of us, well, our managers certainly ain't fucking experts.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, so Todibo's dropped. Kilman, I'd love to drop as well. I would. But we need someone in there that can fucking head a ball, right? We do. We need someone that can. I think you got to play Kilman because look, at the end of the day, there's no point saying no Kilman because he will play him because he likes him and he used him at Wolves. So Kilman's going to play, and I will go with Magassa. I'm going to go with Magassa at centre back because he was more in and around the team at Monaco, playing both in midfield and at centre back. They used him a lot. Than what Igor was at Bournemouth, Brighton. He was never used at fucking Brighton. I don't know anything about the geezer. And when we looked at his stats were, Mick, he can't head a ball. His aerial duel's a pony. We can't have him. We can't have someone who can't head the ball in there. And then what I would do in central midfield, I would play...
Yeah, but you know what? Sorry, just to go back over your choice though, Magassa, right? So I think that when he's played, he's got better as the game's gone on, right? He has always got better as the game's gone on, but from what I've seen as a central defensive midfielder, I've not seen him being great defensively. Now, maybe he would be different as a centre back. Maybe he would be.
Do you know what? I've had games where I've called him not very good, and then my son disagreed with me, and he showed me. Do you know when you get them little clips of their highlights in the game that I've watched?
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. He grew in the game.
He
grew in the game,
mate. But I guess, and I'm literally watching these clips of him, and I'm like, I don't remember him fucking doing that.
Yeah,
it's honestly, like you're talking 30 or 40 proper good actions from his games where I thought he played shit, and what that means is that you're not noticing him because he's doing his job. He's just so. I think there is a.
No, you're not noticing him. We know a lot of it on the chat. Me and Emma's Mikey, I'd say we did notice it, and he was growing into the game. I think even Kerry when she was over there, look, he's growing it. He started off bad.
I hold my hands up, I watched those clips and I was like, what the fuck? That's not a man in a match performance. Like when you see like what he did in that game. So yeah. I would play Magassa because I trust him more than Todibo. I trust you, Mick, more than Todibo at the back. So I'm gonna
probably hit the ball better.
Yeah, I know. So I'm gonna put Magassa in there alongside Kilman. Gives us a little bit of pace in there as well. A little bit different. I think it might be a good way for him to acclimatise to the league a little bit as well. A little bit less hectic in centre back than it is in midfield. So might be good for him because he does. I still think he's not completely up to speed. Potts has to be in there. We need some sort of identity, and I think Potts needs to start, not come on, and we need to stick with him. When Declan Rice first came into that team, he made mistake after mistake. He really did, and we stuck with him with that. And Potts hasn't made a mistake. He hasn't done that. But what I'm saying is, you've got to be willing to put, to fuck me. He's a better player than Alvarez. Not Alvarez. He's a better player than Irving.
Guido.
He's a better player than Guido. He's a better player than Souček. Now, what I'd do next to him is I would play Fernandes. So I would go, but I'd go Fernandes deeper. So I'd go Fernandes and Potts together because I think they're both technical players. They're both good. Gives us a little bit of pace, a little bit of energy. Also, if you task Fernandes with a little bit of defending, I've watched him in the under-21 games, or a couple of them for Portugal, only the extended highlights. He snaps into a tackle. So if you play him a little bit deeper and give him a job like that, I think he could do all right. Gives us legs, gives us a bit of cover. And then in the 10, I'm sorry, everyone. I'm playing Paqueta in the 10. That's what I'm doing.
So what have I fucking got? Did I only have the wing backs and you took all the rest of the fucking squad?
I'll go on and pick the 10. Sorry, mate. I got carried
What's the
away.
fucking options, Nick? What's the
I'll
options?
tell you, you pick the attack. You pick the attack.
Again, what's the fucking options with that? That's Bowen, Somerville, and you know what? Let's go Wilson. I know people saying about Marshall, but Marshall's not ready yet. He's not there yet. I think that you, personally, my opinion, I think that there's certain players that do come on and they look like they got it. Earthy, I'm really gutted that he got loaned out. I think that we should have kept him.
No, Earthy ain't loaned out. He's injured.
Oh, isn't he?
No.
I thought he was loaned out. Well, we'll start. Let's play Earthy then. Because I think he'd do a better job than Fernandez.
He's on crutches.
Still, I think he's still doing a better job than Fernandez. But yeah, all right then. So then he's just got a bit of that, isn't it? Bowie's never going to get dropped. But what other options? When we look at it and break it down, our fucking options are actually really bad.
Yeah, no, mate, it's really bad. And what I will say is, I know there's an argument, and do you know what I would do? I'm gonna probably piss everyone off here, because I do think you always need someone that can potentially change a game from the bench. This is what I would do with the front three. I would play Diouf as a left winger. I'd play Diouf as a left winger, and I would play Bowen as a right winger, and I'd play Wilson down the middle, with the view to bring Somerville on as the impact player that we will absolutely need. Because you need someone that can come on and change the game. He did that against Nottingham Forest. He won us a game. I
agree with you, but then one of our better players, who is Somerville, is not going to like that. He might be a better player as an impact sub, but he's not going to want to be there.
It's a team and a squad game.
I get that, Nick. I get that. But when you're looking at how we're playing at the moment, and he's one of our better players, he's going to start questioning, well, how comes he's fucking getting in front of me when I've come on and done? And I can understand the argument, what you're saying. I like the fact of an impact sub. We haven't got it. But I do like that idea. But then when you're looking at it...
Or there's an argument to say, if you're playing Diouf, you need someone in there that can fucking head a ball. Now, Wilson can head a ball. So, look, there's been this argument before for Souček up front. Now, when you're in desperate... I don't think he could spearhead an attack, personally. Because I've said before, I think the way Souček picks up all of his goals is either from set pieces or from open play. It's where he benefits from the chaos that other players create. Like players like Antonio, Bowen, that create all chaos. You know, they drag defenders all over the place. Souček he drops around the back, sees space, the ball drops to him, he buries it. That's what he does. When you're spearheading attack is different. You got to be able to control the ball. You got to be able to fucking bring other players into play. But what we know he can do, we know he can head a ball. And if you got Diouf out on the wing, whipping balls in, Souček's probably our best player in the air. So you could play with Souček up front, and you could play with Diouf on the left wing. And then your change could be Wilson and Somerville to come on together.
Do you know what? I'm not opposed to Souček playing as a striker. I really ain't. Or
one second, mate.
That?
I'm just going to let him read in 1 minute.
Yeah, go on. Or even, who just said this? Souček as a centre back. Yeah, either that. I think he'd be better at one end or the other. Than rather essential than rather being central and going box to box. Terrible. But I'd like to have a go at that experiment, to be fair to you. Yeah, I wouldn't be against that, especially if our strikers and pepper the box in with crosses, then go for it and then see if he can get his head on it. Because look, like I said, something needs to change, because what's ever happening at the moment is not working and hasn't worked for a good while now. Souček in goal, Mick. Well, if he's going to be out of Souček or that fucking crocodile arms, Souček all day long. But look, for me, Thingy's not done nothing wrong, really, Areola. It's that defence in front of him. Them centre backs are fucking shocking. Terrible. You see him duck for fucking headers, not go for it. And Kilman, he's a large geezer. Can't beat anyone in the air.
Mate, he's massive. He's fucking 6 foot. He's 6'5" or 6'6", but he looks. Do you know what he is? He looks so meek, like so.
Yeah, like a fanny, like a proper
why though? He's 6'5" and built like a brick shithouse.
Yeah,
he should be full of
himself.
Like,
he looks like he knows he's got lucky being in this fucking being a defender in a Premier League team, earning the money that he's on. He feels like it looks like he's like, I'm going to get caught out any minute now. they're going to take it away from me. Don't worry, mate.
So let's recap our two options. Yeah. So we've gone. You've gone Wan-Bissaka left back. You've gone Kyle Walker-Peters right back. That's fine. Look, they're two good fullbacks. You've got. I've gone for Magassa and Kilman. I've got a massive problem with Kilman, and obviously there's a question mark over Magassa. We don't know till he plays. Play him at centre back. A midfield two, like in the eights of Potts and Fernandez. I'm going to persist with Fernandez. Beggars can't be choosers. Paqueta has to play in the 10. And then what, in retrospect, what I would do is I would start with, they're fucking under the sun.
If anyone missed that, your dogs are fucking under the table. And it's right on Nick's leg as well. Go on, son. Nick, we can't hear ya. Your mic's gone again. But what he was saying, I don't know what he's doing. Is he helping him out? Is he helping him out under the table? Nick, we can't hear ya. Nick.
Is what I can... What?
We couldn't hear ya. You cut out.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can now, but you cut out the minute you started going under the table.
Sorry, mate. So what I would do is, so play Paqueta in the 10. I'll play Souček as a 9. I'll play Diouf, start with Diouf out on the left wing to get supply in. Play with Bowen out on the right. And then my change at half time would be Somerville and Wilson to come on for Diouf and Souček. That would be my change to impact the game because it's different then. That would be what I would do. I don't know what else we can do. I mean, the worrying thing is, right, I said this the other day, all the times that I've watched Leeds, we look at little Jimmy Somerville. He's brilliant, right? We like him. We love a winger. Yeah. We love a player that's that good. They excite us.
Especially the only player that's getting you out on your feet at the moment.
Yeah.
Off the edge of your seat.
Leeds have got them in abundance. They've got loads of them. I watched them. I think it was the first game of the season that I watched them, and they had 3 players, like Jimmy-esque players, little, quick, fucking rapid, tricky. They took 3 off and they brought another 3 on. We've only got one of them. So
one of them. Yeah. And they've got them in abundance. So that's why if any other managers do their own work, which I assume they do, they'll look at when Somerville come on and see what danger he was, and our only bit of pace really that's got the pace in it, they're going to mark him up straight away, and they have done. He's done well so far to get away from the players that he has done. But then they're going to see him as our main threat now. And that's where they'll mark him at the game. So
sorry, Mick, I need to highlight something. Lila Noble says, Mick, would you take the manager's job? But she did correct herself, rightly so. She said, Nick, sorry. Yes, I would, Lila, yeah. I've got my
because Lily Noble didn't... she said I was talking shit, basically, about the wing back. But like I said to you, let's try something different. Like, he's...
Look.
You tell me.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You're right what you're saying. Wan-Bissaka's been good at left back before.
He's been excellent at left back.
But based on what we've just done, I would rather play.
But Nick, I'm sorry, but I don't think you can compare that same putting Scholes out on the right. He's not a right.
You can't.
Aaron Wan-Bissaka is a seasoned pro, right?
We've seen he's played well there.
You telling me, tell me now that Aaron Wan-Bissaka was not played really well when he's been on the left side of the fence.
No, he's done well. He has done well.
From the options that we've got for a defensive option, for me, he's probably the better wing back or better fullback on that left than anyone we've got in a defensive situation.
A Mancunian Hammer says here, look, he says you're basically forced to play Souček because our centre halves can't win a header from a corner. Now look, where I think this could work well, I can see why the benefits of Souček at the moment, when you consider how bad we are from set pieces, we've got defenders who can't fucking head a ball. But to carry him in midfield is so disruptive to anything you do beyond defence. So do you know what? If you played him up front, he's not doing any damage, but you're still getting the benefits of him in an attacking sense. And when we're defending corners as well, and we can progress through midfield because we've got 3, technically gifted players that can kind of do what they need to do. So maybe that is something that needs to be explored. Like I said to you, I'm not convinced that he can do it, but I'm willing to give it.
Last time.
I'm willing to give it a go.
That's what fucking thing he done. He done it inverted wingers, inverted fullbacks. That's not my option. I'm not saying fucking put. That's he don't like me. Whoever this shirt geezer is,
Yeah.
he don't. He said he's on there. He say else.
But
Well,
look, at the end, at the end of the day, people, what we're doing here is we're all polishing turds here, aren't we? We know we are. You know, if you because
we're trying to make something different here because it's not working. Whatever's happening is not working.
We're all polishing.
We haven't
turds
got
here.
the team. We haven't got the team and squad to do anything major,
Nah.
massively different. We haven't. Everything has been done before. That's why our words are dead set against him trying to change it up. But how he changed it up was mind blowing, and especially when especially when the
He didn't
substitution
change it up. He didn't change it up. He changed it down.
Well, no, that's what I mean. When the substitution come on, he put 3 defenders on when we was losing. Like,
oh, mate, this is another one. Why am I forgetting him? So we've got Guillermo. I mean, Guillermo weren't even on the bench the other day. I thought that was a disgrace. Now, what the fuck is going on there? Because whenever what am I not seeing? Because whenever I've seen him come on, he does all right. He looks good. He looks hungry. He's quick. He picks the ball up. He's direct. He's a fun player. See, for me, that's another one. So Guillermo needs to be there because there's an impact player. We've got to be trying to fucking develop these players because a Nuno needs to take this. This pisses me off when managers come in and they go, "That's not my player. I'm washing my hands of him." When you come in as a manager, it doesn't matter who you've bought and who you haven't. I mean, he ain't bought no one yet. But those players that are there, they're your assets. This is where Potter went so wrong. They're your assets. You need to get the best out of everyone, and that is definitively what a good manager is. And that's where Potter went so wrong because in Potter's 6 months, he depreciated everyone with what he was doing. He made everyone shit. They was all worth half as much as what they was by the time he'd finished. You know, he was crackers. So I think it's completely and utterly, and that's why I call managers mercenary. Because Nuno was doing this at Nottingham Forest. This was another reason why I found out that Marinakis got rid of Nuno was because they've got a director of football. Nuno didn't want director of football players. He wanted his own one. For instance, he wanted Traore. That's who he wanted. Who's a Mendes player because there's always got to be a fucking Mendes player with Nuno round the back. You know, brown envelope. Because they all get cuts out of it. So Nuno only wants Mendes players. That's what you're going to see. And he didn't want to play any of the players. He weren't playing Douglas Luiz. Weren't giving him any minutes. A lot of the players they brought in, he just weren't using them. Wouldn't even entertain them. So that's one of the reasons why they completely fell out. But here, I suppose it's a perfect job for him because again, when it comes to January, we know what West Ham do. West Ham do that. We do the manager model. That's why we've got a team that's made up of Moyes, Lopetegui and Potter players. And now it's going to be Moyes, Lopetegui, Potter and Nuno players. A few of them scattered in. And then when Nuno gets he'll get paid off. He's never seen out a contract. When he gets paid off, the next manager that comes in is going to have even more of a fucking mess.
Yeah, and that's exactly how it's going to be. Well, look, let's just close it up then. What's your prediction tomorrow?
If we lose, I think we're going to lose.
All right, Michael Owen. If we're going to lose, I think we're going to lose.
What I mean by that is, I think the way Leeds play, they're on the verge of battering someone. If they can find their shooting boots, I think we could lose properly because we'll fall to pieces. We'll capitulate and they'll keep going. I think, yeah. That's going to be my prediction. Hang on, where is it? 4-0. 4-0 Leeds.
Nah, I'm not saying that.
I think it'd be 4-0, mate. I think, mate, that what I watched the other day, that was, apart from anything else, it was disgusting. It was shit. It was, do you know what it was? It was humbling. It literally, it was humbling. We were like, the Brentford game. The Brentford game. It was humbling. You're like,
well, I think
you're
it
like,
was just,
mate. You're like, mate. We are.
I think it, yeah. I bet we were saying humbling.
I mean, we all say it. We all say, oh, we're shit. We're going down. We're going to get relegated. We're doing this. That game almost kind of proved it. It kind of proved it. And you sat there watching it, going, fuck. And I think Gio said it in his post match as well. He said that was a performance of a team playing for a manager that was in his last game before he gets sacked. He's only in his third game. Where's the bounce, Mick? We ain't even getting a bounce out of these
No,
players anymore.
we haven't got a bounce from anyone, any manager that we put in. I can't remember any bounce that we've had. So, yeah, no. For me, I think it's
So if we win, I'm going to be buzzing. Put it that way. I will be fucking buzzing, Mick.
Yeah, I think it's a 2-0 loss. I don't think we win tomorrow. I think that we'll struggle in defence and that again. I don't think that we'll. I think at best it'll be 0-0 draw. I don't think that we'll attack. I don't think we will. I think that he's more concerned about keeping it tight, which he's boring. It's horrible, but I think that's what he seems now.
No, I know. I'd love to have the faith, mate. I'd love to have the faith. It's easy to have the faith when you're not supporting West Ham, by the way. But yeah, that's the worst thing I think for West Ham fans. The worst thing is, don't matter at what point, even under Moyes when I was frustrated, and other times before when I was frustrated, we always had that kind of, and I know they're Millwall, but Del Boy, this time next year, Rodney, we've always had that mentality. We've always had that faith and that belief that this time next year we're going to be better. We're going to be this. I think they've taken that away from us, from a lot of the fans, and I think that's what's made it so hard to cope with. I haven't really got the belief or the faith now. I've kind of lost it a little bit. I have. And I've never had that with West Ham before. Even as bad as it's ever been, I've always had that kind of, don't worry, like a couple of players, couple of this, new manager, we're going to be good. We're going to be back in now. I kind of ain't got that anymore. They've taken that away from me. These absolute fucking wank puffins of owners. Honestly.
I think that's a general feeling. I think everyone feels like that. So if we win tomorrow, lovely. And that would be a surprise, real big surprise. I just after watching what I see, I'm expecting a big improvement. If there is no kick up the arse and improvement on that last game, then I think we can really look at it and go, we are seriously in trouble.
Yeah,
if you can't get up for the next game after that game, it's bad. It's in a bad way.
Tony's asked me to run a poll. Right, hang on.
Well, look, listen, Nick, I've got to go. I can't stay on any longer, mate.
Go on, mate.
So I'll see you all
Mick,
later.
It's been lovely chatting to you, mate.
Yeah, lovely. Cheers, people. Thank you very much. See you later, Nick.
See you later, mate. Right, so I shall run a poll. Right, 1 minute. Yeah, let's see what you're all thinking tomorrow. Right, so if I go, I can never figure out how to do it. Run a poll. There we go. Right, result. West Ham win. Draw. Leeds win. And you know what? Fair play to a lot of the teams that have come up as well. Fair play. Leeds have been through the fucking. They've been through some serious stress, haven't they? 20. Massive club, absolutely massive club. And they've been. This is the worry. People think it can never happen to you. Yes, it fucking can. Forest, massive club. It was gone. It was in the wilderness for 20 years. It can happen. And there's certain clubs that will get away with it. Everton were lucky as fuck because they were run just like us, or even worse, for years, and probably should have gone. They were surviving by the skin of their teeth season after season. We're doing the same. People keep on fucking harping on about the time with Moyes. When we won the Conference Cup, we was in a relegation battle for 35 games. We lost to Newcastle. I thought we was gone. So this has been long. This is a long running thing with West Ham. We're kind of we're surviving by the seat of our pants all the time. Let's see what people are saying anyway. So, hang on. Oh no. Well, look, there are 21% of people that think we're going to win. 18% think we're going for a draw. There's only 89 votes, so not many of you are voting. And 62% are going for a Leeds win. Yeah, look, I think it's going to be a Leeds win. I think that Leeds are a better team than us at the moment, which is shocking, considering that Leeds, as a bigger club as what I'm saying they are, they've been out of the Premier League for a long time. for them to come up and look like they're better suited to the Premier League than West Ham, who have been in the fucking Premier League now for what, 14 years? You know, it's a disgrace when you think of the money we've spent. Just further goes to highlight what they've done, doesn't it? But what I will say is, we're all expecting the worst. It is a funny old game. We could go away there tomorrow. We could win. It could happen. We could put in a brilliant performance. We know that the London Stadium is our kryptonite. We know that. You know, it doesn't help us playing at home. We're always better away. So we had that day at Nottingham Forest that none of us expected. So it could happen. We could win. So we've got to hang on to that. I've just got no faith that it will happen. But fingers crossed it does. Look, thank you very much, everyone. Cheers, Mick, for joining me. Thanks, everyone in the chat, even you, Damien, for behaving yourself. And yeah, please drop a like on the video before you go. And that is it from me. I will be back tomorrow night with a post-match review. Hopefully not a red-faced one. Hopefully a happy one. Right. Have a lovely Friday, people. And I shall speak to you all soon. Come on, you irons.